I have removed the salary cap from the NHL, and I'm going to be creating a super team because of it. Now that I am able to sign literally whoever I want in free agency, there's no limit on how much money I can spend. And we are also going to be bringing back the Utah Icemen, an absolute classic back from a few months ago, maybe, where we did only win one Stanley Cup, but we had a lot of fun with the team, had a lot of deep playoff runs as well, and I'm going to be bringing them back for one sole purpose, and that is to create a dynasty here in Utah. We know the Coyotes relocated, and now it's time to go ahead and win multiple championships. Now, we are going to start off with some pretty good pieces like a Logan Cooley, Dylan Guenther, and Clayton Keller. Also, Matias Maselli is here. This is literally the Arizona Coyotes roster and their AHL affiliate, just with a Utah branding. Defensively, the Sergachev trade is there. He's our best defender, and we do not have a goalie, but don't you worry. All of that is going to change as we're just going to go by the years and basically sign whoever the hell I want in free agency, as I do not have a salary cap that I have to manage or contain, and we're just going to go ahead and create a dynasty in Utah, try to win multiple Stanley Cups, doing what we could not do back a few months ago. Now, predictably, we were not a good team. 37, 39, and 6, 80 points on the season, 7th in the Central. I wasn't expecting us to be too competitive, to be honest. The first few years might be a little dicey before we start adding some superstar talent to the team. The Boston Bruins won the President's Trophy, 56 wins and 122 points. And Keller will be our leading scorer, 69 points. That is beautiful. 31 goals. Dylan Guenther at 66. Maselli 66 as well. Sergachev was a minus 23. Nick Schmaltz wasn't very good. And if we take a look at our goalies here, Connor Ingram, I mean, he had a 910 save percentage and 2 shutouts, which is not bad at all. Cale Makar is going to lead the NHL in scoring with 109 points. And for goals, it will go to Tommy Matthews, who had 58 on the season. And in year number 1, the Rangers will defeat the Vancouver Canucks in Game 7. Riots in Vancouver, and the Rangers finally get it done in this Igor Shesterkin, Artemi Panarin era. Now, in the NHL entry draft, we are going to select 8th overall, so not great, but not terrible either. About mid-pick, to be honest. We are selecting 8th overall. We could take TJ Ginla, which would be a realistic pick, considering Utah did take him in the actual NHL entry draft. So I think I am going to go with a Ginla. He is unknown, but because Utah took him in real life, I will select him here in the game. And there he is, top 6 high potential at a 78 overall, which is pretty decent starting point. Now, I thought JVR was going to be the best free agent available, but it's actually Ryan Lindgren. So we are going to snag him, considering we don't have to worry about any salary cap. I will increase his salary. Pretty much everybody that I sign is going to be making the absolute bag. There we go. An $8.5 million deal for 3 years. Oh, I got to offer sheet him? No, thank you. Okay, never mind. He's a RFA. For UFAs, I think I'm going to pass on year number 1 free agency. There's nobody here that's any good, so screw that. They can all suck a fatty as we now head into year number 2. Now, I completely forgot to show you guys the jerseys, but you guys are pretty familiar with them. We know the classic Utah Icemen jerseys from the past, and here are the away. They look pretty clean. A nice sleek look to the newest franchise in the NHL. I did not do a alternate jersey, but we know the alternates are usually all blacked out and they are only used for Game 7 purposes only. Considering we are in a rebuild right now, we got to get younger. Sergachev and Keller are 2 older players in their prime, got a lot of trade value, and they are the hell out of Utah for Wyatt Johnston and Logan Stankoven from the Dallas Stars. And they are very happy to accept this proposal. It was a complete and utter fleece by Utah. Johnston and Stankoven will slot up nicely on that first line with Dylan Guenther. We got Cooley. Ginla, I'll throw a Ginla up on the second line with Cooley and Maselli. And then our bottom 6 is, well, our bottom 6. Defensively, not very good, but Simashev, you can go up there with Dursey maybe. Actually, no, Marino. And then Valimaki, you can play alongside Dursey. And we're still working on our goalies, although they're not terrible. I mean, 85 and 84 overall isn't horrible for a goaltending tandem. Now, if you guys are excited to see the Utah Hockey Club perform in real life, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications on, obviously, so you do get notified when I go live or post a video, and possibly see the Utah Icemen become a dynasty. I mean, I think I should be able to win at least a few Stanley Cups. Yet again, the Utah Icemen are going to miss the postseason. 38, 34, and 10, 86 points. This time 6th instead of 7th in the division, so I guess a slight improvement if you could call it that. The New York Rangers, who are the defending champs, won 57 games and took home that President's Trophy. Wyatt Johnston will have a career-high 39 goals and 96 points. Stankoven had 74, also 31 goals. Dylan Guenther was good, as well as Matthias Vaselli, who was decent, I guess. Logan Cooley had a rough year, as well as TJ Ginla, but they're both very young players. And Connor Ingram, again, 3 shutouts, a 910 save percentage, and he had 30 wins. The dog, Nathan MacKinnon, will lead the league in scoring with 111 points. And for goals, it will go to a 19-year-old Connor Bedard, who damn near put up a 60-goal season in year number 2. Now, the Montreal Canadiens were the last Canadian team to win a Stanley Cup, and they are going to break the curse, sweeping the Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup Finals as Lord Stanley is back in Canada. Nathan MacKinnon is going to win the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Connor Bedard, the Maurice Richard, Adam Fox, the Norris, Cole Caulfield, the Conn Smythe, Aiden Hill, the Vezina, and Alexander Barkov, the Selke. We got the 14th overall pick in the draft. We could take Malcolm Spence, who is elite high power forward, or we take Shrimp, who is the sniper. Is he NHL ready? Joe Nieuwendyk, yeah. Is the other guy NHL ready? Let me take a look. 1 year. We're going to take the sniper and Michael Shrimp from the U.S. Developmental Program. Welcome to the team, brother. There he is. Elite medium, 80 overall sniper, absolute stud of the future. Literally everybody is going to get paid in this video. 8-year contracts to everybody. Just send the bag out. I'm basically Jeff Bezos here, handing out money. Actually, Jeff Bezos does not hand out money, but I'm the nice Jeff Bezos that likes to hand out money to all of his players here in the organization of Utah. I'm an absolute billionaire, and I like to spend money. All right, we can finally sign some nice UFAs. I'm going to take Sam Bennett, Nikolai Ehlers, Brad Marchand. I'm going to take them all. Patty Kane, welcome to Utah already. Goalie-wise, maybe we'll sign Logan Thompson. Who knows? Now, we went out in the offseason, grabbed Logan Thompson. We also got back Nikolai Ehlers. We signed the Rat, Brad Marchand, Patrick Kane, Sam Bennett, Marcus Pettersson, and we loaded up our roster. We should be greatly improved now as we head into year number 3, and hopefully we can make the playoffs this season. We got a new look Utah squad heading into year number 3. Cooley, Johnston, and Stankoven on the first line, followed by Kane, Bennett, and Guenther. We got Brad Marchand on the third line alongside Bukestad and Ehlers, Schmaltz, Hayton, and Maselli. Defensively, we got Simashev with Pettersson, Dursey, Marino, Valimaki, and Kesselring. And then we got Connor Ingram and Logan Thompson. They'll probably end up splitting the games. They're pretty similar in overall. I have no idea. We did not even see any improvement. 36, 41, and 5, 77 points, 7th in the division. I guess we just got to wait until we sign that absolute stud. The Oilers, dear God, damn near 60 wins and a President's Trophy to their name. There it is. Offensively, everybody took a step back. Wyatt Johnston, only 75 points. Guenther, Kane. Nobody was really good offensively. We did not have that offensive firepower that we had last year. And I mean, Connor Ingram was horrible, and Logan Thompson wasn't any better. Connor McDavid will have the most points in the NHL with 115, and the most goals will go to Bedsy, who had 63 on the season. Also, shout out Braden Point for racking up his second career 50-goal season. He scored 51 a few years ago, and now 51 yet again. The Rangers are going to start the video going back-to-back, beating my Oilers in 5 games in the Stanley Cup Finals. Connor McDavid will take home the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Bedard, the Maurice Richard, Evan Bouchard, the Norris, Fox, the Conn Smythe, Stuart Skin Daddy Skinner will take home the Vezina, and the Selke again for 3 years in a row will go to Barkov. Now, in the NHL draft, I believe it is time to reunite the Iginla brothers. We got Joe Iginla and TJ Ginla. There we go. Top 6 high, only a 74 overall. Eventually, they will both play on the Utah Icemen. That is the hope. That is the goal. Things are about to get interesting. Kirill Kaprizov, the big name free agent that is available. Come here, brother. Come to Utah. I will pay you an absolute bag to suit up in an Iceman jersey. Here we go. Let's go like 15, 16 mil. I have unlimited money to spend. I am the richest person ever. There we go. We also should get guys like Jacob Trouba, maybe Tarasenko and Perron. Oh, dear God. Jeremy Swayman is available. He's a UFA, and the Utah Icemen are about to steal him from Boston. Here we go, Swayman. How about you come to Utah and we pay you like $12 million to suit up in a jersey? Here we go. There it is. Lock it in. $12 million for Jeremy freaking Swayman. We went out and we got Jacob Trouba. We also got Jeremy Swayman to be our starting goalie. Vladimir Tarasenko accepted. I stuttered there. Sergei Bobrovsky accepted. Kirill Kaprizov accepted. We got Brandon Saad, and there we go. We improved our roster heavily. as we now head into what, like year number 4. I'm getting sidetracked in forgetting the years that we are on. We need to go out there and get a number 1 defenseman. So Pavel Mintyukov it is. I always go after this guy. He's extremely versatile and valuable. We got Wisniewski, Bennett, and Shrimp on the trading block, and they are totally unwilling. So we're not going to be able to get Mintyukov. Now, our roster is much improved since the beginning of this video. We got Kaprizov, Johnston, and Ehlers on that first line. Actually, throw Logan Stankoven up there. Then we got Cooley and Gunther, but alongside Bennett and Kane defensively, we got Simashev and Trouba as our top line pair, Pedersen and Marino. And then, of course, in goal, a 92 overall Jeremy Swayman, with our backup being an 87 Bobrovsky. Well, despite the fact that we are a much better roster, I don't know how, but we're not improving. 35, 40, and 7, 77 points. Still never made the playoffs yet. Offensively, I mean, Johnston's capped off. Logan Stamkoven as well, both at like 70, mid-70 points. Kaprizov only at 28 goals and 66 points. What are you doing, Kirill? You absolute bum. Patty Kane was okay. He was on the third line, though. Everybody else isn't really simulating that well. And in goal, Swayman, he had a 9-15, 3 shutouts, so pretty good year by him. Nikita Kucherov will win another Art Ross trophy, this time with 116 points. And for goals, Shaq Hyman will win his first ever Rocket Richard, as he had 62 goals on the year. The Edmonton Oilers will finally get their Stanley Cup. McDavid grabs his first one of his career as they beat the Sens in 5 games in the Stanley Cup Finals. Now, I have no idea who this Landon DuPont guy is, but he's franchise high at an 80 overall at 18 years old. So the computer selected him, and they literally did a hell of a job considering he's going to be the future of the Utah Icemen. Utah, you have your Roger McQueen. Macklin Celebrini somehow, someway is an RFA, so we're going to offer him a massive contract. We're also going to have to give up a lot of draft compensation, but I don't really care, to be honest. Let's give Macklin $14.5 million here, just to make sure that the other teams do not match. I mean, technically they could match, but $15.7 million, 7 years, Macklin Celebrini. Hopefully we can grab him and snag him to the Utah Icemen. Here we go. We signed Samuel Girard, locked him up for 5 years. Ryan O'Reilly, welcome to Utah. William Karlsson, we got him. And Macklin Celebrini, no, he accepted, but it's not a done deal yet. His previous team will be able to match the contract, so we got to wait and see if he matches. The Montreal Canadiens chosen. Oh, no, they chose to match my offer. You are no longer required to transfer your draft picks as compensation. Now, our forward lines are pretty much the same. I mean, we still get the same first line. Second line is pretty similar. Maybe we could throw Logan Cooley out there. Maybe he would be better. We got Bennett, Butt, and Iginla on the third line. Patty Kane, Ryan O'Reilly, and William Karlsson. And here is our future captain, Landon DuPont, a right defenseman, 18-year-old, high franchise potential. He's an offensive D-man. This guy is going to be an absolute stud, dude. I cannot wait. He's got all the X factors. He's going to be the future leader of this team. He's going to play alongside Simashev for his rookie season. And then we're going to have Marino and Girard, Pedersen and Dursey. And our goalies are the exact same, Swayman and Bobrovsky yet again. It is now time to not only make franchise history, but also NHL history, naming the first captain in Utah franchise history, Landon DuPont, the youngest captain in NHL history. You will get to see. I will give Wyatt Johnston the A and give the other A to Logan Stankoven. And there he is, the captain, Landon DuPont of the Utah Icemen, the youngest captain in history of the league at 18 years old as a rookie. Finally, in the year 2028, the Utah Icemen have made the postseason for the very first time in franchise history. 45, 31, and 6, 96 points as we were 4th in our division. Colorado was the best team in the league, winning 57 games. And yeah, we were not even close, but we are getting better, slowly but surely. Wyatt Johnston put up 80 points, leading our team. Also 29 goals. Logan Stankoven had 78. Kaprizov has fallen off a cliff, dear God. Cooley had a good year. Ehlers was decent. I mean, Dylan Gunther scored 30 goals. And for Jeremy Swayman, again, 3 shutouts, 911 save percentage, and only 36 wins. Connor McDavid is going to go off leading in scoring with 124 points. And for goals, it will go to Connor Bedard, who damn near put up 70 already. Dear God. And for our first playoff series in franchise history, oh my God, we got to face the Oilers. Not really much of a surprise as the Oilers dominate us in 5 games, really sweeping us after game 1. We won game 1 4-1 and then lost 4 straight, but it is what it is. We gained some playoff experience and hopefully we'll be better because of it. And you know it's an NHL video game when the Toronto Tummy Ache Leafs go on and win a Stanley Cup, beating Colorado in 5 games. I believe Colorado was the President's Trophy winners. And when the first round, Logan Cooley led our team in scoring, didn't have a single goal, but 8 apples for 8 points. Nikolai Ehlers, 4 goals, 7 points. Gunther, yeah, we didn't really have any big-time players in the playoffs. And for goalies, oh my God, Swayman was terrible. Again, McDavid and Bedard will win the individual awards. Adam Fox, the Norris, the Conn Smythe to Mitchell Marner. Nabokov will win the Vezina and the Selke again as Alexander Barkov. 5 straight Selkies. Oh, well, I might have to put my pride aside. We got a lot of guys to sign here. Matthews, Tkachuk, Robertson, Barbashev, Broberg, Bergeron. There's a lot of great players in free agency, and they're all going to become Utah Icemen. This might be the biggest free agency for any single franchise in NHL history. We got Robertson, we got Bergeron, we got Philip Broberg, Brady Tkachuk, Andrei Vasilevsky, Austin Tummy Ache Matthews, Ivan Barbashev have all joined the Utah Icemen, and now we should be a Stanley Cup contender for sure. If we are not, I have no idea what's wrong with the sim engine. Finally, it is starting to look like the Utah Icemen are in fact a super team. Kaprizov, Matthews, and Johnston, followed by Stankoven, Cooley, and Robertson. Brady Tkachuk will slot in nicely on that third line with Sam Bennett and Ivan Barbashev. Fourth line's good as well. Defensively, DuPont the captain with Marcus Pettersson. We got Broberg and Girard, Simashev, and Dursey. We still do need to improve this D-core, but there's not too many defenseman free agents so far. But don't you worry, I will definitely improve that. And in goal, we have a 92 Vasi and a 92 Swayman. Finally, the Utah Icemen have a great regular season, 47, 21, and 14, 108 points, only behind the Winnipeg Jets in our division as Montreal won the President's Trophy, but we were a top 3 team in the entire league, so finally, Stanley Cup contenders, it is time to create a dynasty. Austin Matthews will lead our team. He had 43 goals, 104 points. Wyatt Johnston, 89. Stankoven, 85. Kaprizov, 82, as well as Logan Cooley. So we had a lot of 80-point scorers on our squad. And in goal, Vasi was not great, honestly. Only 2 shutouts at Swayman. Dear Lord, Swayman, what happened to you? Matthews will have the most points in the league with 104, and the most goals will go to Connor Bedard, who put up 48 on the season, as we are going to play the Colorado Avalanche in round number 1. So we finally win our very first playoff series in franchise history over the Avs as we now face off against the Oilers in the second round. Oh my God. How do we get swept with the team that we have to the Edmonton Oilers? I really don't understand. Bedard and the Blackhawks will go on and win their first cup in the Bedsy era, beating the Montreal Canadiens in 5 games. The Oilers lost to them. I don't even know how we got swept. That's honestly pretty embarrassing with the squad that we do have here in Utah. Logan Stankoven was point per game, 3 goals, 10 points in 10 games. Kaprizov had 9, Matthews 7. I mean, yeah, nobody really performed that well in the playoffs. And Vasilevsky, he had a 935. That's very, very good. Kyle Connor will win the Ted Lindsay and Hart Trophy. Art Ross to Matthews, Maurice Richard to Bedard, and the Norris to Cale Makar. Connor Bedard will take home the Conn Smythe as well. Nabokov the Vezina, and Matty Beniers will finally win the Selke. Now, considering that we lost, it's time to improve the team. Eriksson Ek, Seth Jarvis, we'll get back Matthias Maselli, Lucas Reichel, we could sign any goalies available. Nabokov's a 94. We're going to get him on our team. So we got the contract done with Seth Jarvis. He was extremely happy to accept. We got Lucas Reichel, Ilya Nabokov, a 2-time Vezina winner at a 94 overall. Yoel Eriksson Ek, he was happy to accept, as well as Maselli. And there we go. We just got to keep improving year after year until we become a dynasty. We are going to get rid of Vasi and Kirill Kaprizov to get back Mintyukov as our D-man. We had to throw this guy in just to make it work with the players-wise. And there we go. It is a done deal, a sweet proposal on the end of the Anaheim Ducks. Take a look at this forward core. X factors up the wazoo. Everybody pretty much is the same besides the additions of Seth Jarvis and Joel Eriksson Ek. We got back Matthias Maselli, Lucas Reichel is our 4th line center. Defensively, we got a lot better. Mintyukov and DuPont, we get a +3 there. and then Marino and Broberg a +5. And in goal, we got a 95 overall Nabokov with an 89 backup in Jeremy freaking Swayman. The Utah Icemen will have a franchise record of 54 wins, 24 losses, 4 in overtime for 112 points, but still back of the Colorado Avalanche, who was first in our division and first in the entire NHL. So we were the second best team. Hopefully can be the best team in the playoffs and finally win a Stanley Cup. Well, this is slightly disappointing. Austin Matthews led our team with only 67 points, 31 goals. Jason Robertson at 65. Jarvis, wow. Offensively, we were not very good. Maybe that's why we were not the best team in the NHL, but there it is. Nabokov, a .917 save percentage, 7 shutouts and 45 wins. This guy's probably going to go down as the greatest goalie of all time with the amount of Vezinas that he's going to win in this simulation. Cale Makar will have the most points in the league at 103, and for the most goals, it will be Connor Bedard, tied alongside Kyle Connor, both at 51 apiece. And in round number 1, we face off against the Winnipeg Jets, who might be like 3 years away from getting relocated in real life. We got rid of the Jets in 6 games. Now we face Colorado, the best team in the league in round number 2. They could honestly beat us. They could. I'm a little worried heading into this series, but hopefully we can pull it off and get it done. Here we go. We got overtime. Game 6, season on the line, simming is complete, and there we go! Logan Cooley will force a Game 7, thank the Lord! It is a close game here in Game 7, 2-1 lead to Utah, but we know that's not going to last for long. There it is, Trent Frederick ties up the game, Logan Stankoven gives us the lead again. A 3-2 lead halfway through the third, but it doesn't last long again! As the computers do not want to see this super team. There we go! Captain DuPont will give us the lead. 5 minutes to go. Can the Utah Icemen, for the first time in franchise history, head to the conference finals? There we go. And now in the conference finals, we got to face the team that eliminated us last season, which was the Edmonton Oilers. So another tough series. I'm feeling a little better. A 4-2 lead here in Game 6. 5-2. There we go. We got Game 7 yet again. Winner take all. And we'll see who goes to the Stanley Cup Finals. Hold up. We had 50 shots on net? Dear God. All the Utah Icemen have to do now is shut the door. Shut the door. Close it. Lock it. And don't let anybody in. Please, Nabokov. You are the best goalie in the world. 5 minutes to go. McDavid gets them back to within 2. No! Frondell back to within 1. No way. Are we going to choke this away? A 3-2 lead for Utah as they are headed to the Stanley Cup Finals. There we go. And here we go. The Buffalo Sabres versus the Utah Icemen in a 7-game series. The winner wins the Stanley Cup. Stanley Cup is in the building. A third period, 2-1 lead for Buffalo. We got to get back in this game and take the lead. No, the Sabres, Zach Benson will take a 3-1 lead. Okay, we're not done yet. Wyatt Johnston on Devin Levi. 3-2 hockey game. Tie it up, Utah. Tie it up, and I will hop in, please. We got to tie the game up. No, 5 minutes to go. 4, 3, and it looks like we're headed back to Buffalo. All right, the Stanley Cup is in the building every single game along the way. A 2-1 lead for the Icemen. We need Nabokov to shut the door again and get the job done. We did it in 7 against the Oilers. We did it in 7 against the Avs. And it's time to get it done against the Sabres. Here we go. 135 away from winning the Stanley Cup. Can the Utah Icemen get their first in franchise history? And hopefully the first of a dynasty here in NHL 24. 35 seconds to go. We just need to kill a clock. Kill a clock in the offensive zone. Yes, sir. We got line number 1 out there. Oh no, Buffalo's coming up. Line A. They have Patrick Fortnite, Line A. Samuelson wristing it. And Nabokov will make the save. And it looks like he's going to cover that puck up as well. 17 seconds to go in the third period. Tomiak wins it back. Tomiak, get it out. There we go. Up to Robertson. Jason Robertson, get it in deep. There it is. Empty netter for Jason Robertson. As the Utah Icemen pretty much are going to clinch it up as he puts home the empty netter. A beautiful goal here in Buffalo. And the Utah Icemen, for the first time in franchise history, are Stanley Cup champions as they have gone all the way, beating the Buffalo Sabres in 6 games in the finals. It was not an easy path, as we did have to go through 2 7-game series against the President's Trophy winning Avs and then the Edmonton Oilers, who literally eliminated us last season. But luckily, we clutched up both Game 7s. Got that out of the way, and as soon as we got to the finals, it was straight cruising from there. Went up 3-1 in the series, lost the next game, but then we won the Stanley Cup here in Buffalo. The Conn Smythe will go to Logan Cooley, 8 goals and 22 points for the kid, as he's definitely going to be an important piece for this team for many, many years to come. And there it is, the Stanley Cup being presented in Buffalo, so I guess the city of Buffalo has something to cheer about, but unfortunately for them, the Utah Icemen, not the hockey club, are going to go all the way. There it is, DuPont, come on up, the youngest captain in NHL history, and now the youngest captain to win a Stanley Cup in NHL history is a franchise defenseman and probably the best player on our team. Now, for the playoff run, Logan Cooley was the right Conn Smythe choice winner. 8 goals, 22 points. Robertson had 19. Brady Tkachuk had 10 goals. Of course, Tommy Matthews did not show up when it mattered the most, but luckily we have a lot of good supporting cast around him that helped him out in the Bach-off. A .915 save percentage. 16-10 record, which is not that great, but we got 16 wins, all that matters. Oh, these are so beautiful. Matvei Michkov and Brandt Clark, welcome to Utah. I am signing both of them. Alex Vlasic, welcome to Utah. Welcome Matvei Michkov, as well as Jesper Wallstedt, who's a 94 overall goalie. Dear God, Brandt Clark, you are new D-man. And there we go. We won the Stanley Cup, and we got a lot better over the course of the offseason. So our lineup didn't really change too much, but we did have the additions of Matvei Michkov to the team. Daniel Buck-Gunther, they're all there. Tkachuk, Cooley's up in that first line now. We got a +4 there. Defensively, Mintyukov and DuPont. Clark will slot in alongside Simashev, and then we got Broberg and Dursey. And in goal, we have a 95 Nabokov and a 94 Jesper Wallstedt. Also, if you guys have made it this far into the video, sauce your boy a follow on Twitch. Grandma's Pasta. We're live every day on there. The same times that we are live on YouTube, trying to expand the audience and just do a service to all the Twitch members or whoever watches Twitch. The Utah Icemen were the best team in the Central Division, 49, 25, and 8, 106 points as the defending champs, and we were the second best team in the league, only behind the Red Wings, who won 52 games. Wyatt Johnston led our team, 32 goals, 92 points. Jarvis had 88, Logan Cooley 72, Michkov had 37 goals. Shout out to tummy ache. He must have had a tummy ache half the season. Those are very bad numbers, especially for a 96. Brady Tkachuk was decent, as well as Eriksson Ek. And in goal, Nabokov only had a 904, while Wallstedt played way less games and had a 927. Connor Bedard will have the most points in the league at 104, and the most goals will go to Kyle Connor, who put up 55 on the season. And now in round number 1, we face the Nashville Predators, who we should be able to beat theoretically and on paper. I truly do not understand. This just shows how bad the simulation is. Like, goddamn, this team is easily the best in the league, and we're getting bounced in round number 1 in 5 games to the Predators, who have who exactly now? They probably have nobody on their roster, nobody any good at least. The Blackhawks would eventually go on and win the Cup this year, beating the Red Wings in 6 games in the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm not even going to take a look at our individual stats. We got dominated. No point in that. Now, the free agency pool is a little bit weaker than past free agencies, but we can still snag up Will Smith or maybe Sandin Pellikka as a defenseman. Who's here for goalies? Only an 86 overall. So yeah, there's not too many people that I want to go after here, but we will snag a few. Will Smith was extremely happy to accept my offer, as well as Sandin Pellikka. We got this Donagi guy. I don't know who or how to say his name. We got all them locked up, and now we head in to, I don't even know, we're in 2031, probably like 7-8 years into the sim. 1 Stanley Cup so far, trying to win multiple to become a dynasty. I mean, I can't end this until we become a dynasty. There is literally zero rhyme or reason why this squad should not win a Stanley Cup this year. Take a look at this roster. There's not a team in the league that is better than us. X Factors across the board, 90s across the board as well. Defensively, we're even really good there. DuPont's up to a 93. Captain Landon DuPont. Still have Mintyukov, Broberg. All those good guys are there. And in goal, I mean, we have a 95 and a 94. How are we not winning every single cup? Another year and another divisional win. 52 wins, 26 losses. 4 in overtime for 108 points. A great regular season, as we yet again were the second best team in the league, this time only behind Ottawa. Wyatt Johnston had a good season, 91 points. Michkov at 35 goals. Tkachuk 67 points. Jarvis was okay. Tomyek wasn't that good. I mean, he scored 37, which is decent. DuPont was decent. And if we take a look at our goalies here, Wallstedt 908. and Nabokov. I mean, I don't know why these guys are not simulating well. You have the greatest team in front of you, yet you can only put up a 908. Dalibor Dvorsky will lead the NHL in scoring. Him and Roger McQueen will each tie at 100 points apiece. And for goals, it will go to Barlow, who had 48 on the year. And in round number 1, we get to face the no-having fan ass of Vancouver Canucks. We know that lower bowl is always only half full in Vancouver at the Rogers Arena, so these playoff games will not be sold out. We finished them off in, I believe, 5 games in round number 1, and now we face the Winnipeg Jets in the second round. This is literally how we should be simulating. 8-1 to start the season, or start the playoffs, I should say, and now we face Vegas in the conference finals. Season is on the line here in the conference finals. Down 3-1 in the series to Vegas. Can we force a game 6? Back in Vegas, and we do, as Joel Eriksson Ek will get the game winner in overtime. Things are not looking good here. 4 minutes to go. Backs against the wall. Well, our season is on the line. We got 2 minutes remaining in the third period, and we are down by 1 to the Vegas Golden Knights. How on earth this team is down? Not only 3-1 in the series, but also losing a lot of these games. I have no idea. This is probably the greatest team you could probably create here in franchise mode. Much better than Vegas, much better than the rest of the league, but I don't think overalls matter. I think it's probably completely random for the simulation. They don't really take into account how good a team is. There it is. Shoot! Rodrigue will make the save. Thank God. Get on him. I got full forecheck, and of course, Jason Robertson takes a 2-minute tripping penalty and pretty much caps off our season. Goodbye, we just lost. The Toronto Maple Leafs will go on and beat Vegas in 5 games in the Stanley Cup Finals. We only have 1 cup so far. This is crazy, man. I thought we were going to absolutely dominate. I mean, Matthews was okay in the playoffs, 16 points in 15 games. DuPont was good. Mishkov was all right. Johnston, I mean, we're getting some support. How did our goalie simulate here? Wallstedt had a 924 and 2 shutouts, so he was pretty decent as well. Back at it again in free agency, trying to improve our roster. I guess I'll take a 32-year-old Noah Dobson, who is a 92. I could take Goucher, as well as Boucher. Perreault is there. A lot of these guys are not real players, considering we're this far into the sim. 2032. We got Noah Dobson to accept our offer, as well as Tyler Boucher. He accepted it, and Yaroslav Askarov, will accept the offer as well, but we're most likely going to trade some of these guys. I think I'm going to go after Connor Bedard and try to add him to our team with some of our players that we have, considering we do have extra players that we can't get rid of. We are going to leave our forward court exactly the same. We have pluses all across the board. Defensively, I'm going to throw Mintyukov up with DuPont and leave the rest as it is. And in goal, we have Nabokov at a 95 and Wallstedt at a 94. Now, we almost missed the playoffs, but thankfully we got in 45, 30, and 7, only 97 points. Somehow we're not a great simulating team. Montreal won the President's Trophy with 54 wins and 112 points. Tommy Matthews didn't really have a great year, only 73 points. I don't know why nobody's simulating that well. I know we have a lot of talent and we probably roll lines, but 32 goals, I mean 65 points for DuPont. He's literally a defenseman, putting up 21 goals, a great player. And for our goalies here, Nabokov, oh my God, Nabokov at an 899 and Wallstedt a 925. Connor McDavid will have the most goals in the league at 51 and also the most points at 104. At age 36, he's still absolutely dominating. And now in round 1, we face the Vegas LTIR cheaters. We clapped the booty cheeks of the Vegas LTIR cheaters, and now it's time for the the Vancouver Canucks to bend over Red Rover and let us take over. Oh my God, there we go. We get it done. We sweep the loser Canucks in round 2. Now, who are we facing in the conference finals? Who shall it be? It will be the Chicago Blackhawks, the team we tried to snag Bedard from. And finally, we're back in the Stanley Cup Finals, this time up against the New York Islanders. So let's see if we can go on and win our second cup in franchise history and basically consider ourselves a super team and not a dynasty. You can't be a dynasty with only 2 Stanley Cups, but we can be a very, 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 very good team. All right, we are 48 seconds away from our second Stanley Cup in franchise history. And of the video, let's see what we can do. Empty net for the Islanders over. Draisaitl is on New York, and he just shattered the glass with a snapshot. Oh, how realistic that is. It is now lockdown time for the Utah Icemen, trying to win their second Stanley Cup on away ice as well. We haven't won it at home yet. Our fans have not been able to see us raise the Stanley Cup, which is a shame. 14 seconds to go. Let me full attack. No, defend the lead. We got to defend it. No, Arbor Jack guy. Oh, backdoor. Great save by Nabokov. 5 seconds to go. Empty net, and Tummy Ache will put home the empty netter. The king of empty netters he is in real life. Finally, we are going to go on and win our second Stanley Cup. We need one more to be considered a dynasty, but thank God the Utah Icemen will beat the New York Islanders in 6 games in the Stanley Cup Finals. Didn't have a great regular season, but we really truly dominated come the playoff time, so maybe we are a playoff team now, as most of these players have been with us from the start and from our last Cup victory, as we are cementing ourselves as the greatest and only super team in NHL history. The Conn Smythe winner will be Tummy Ache Matthews, only 8 goals and 23 points, so a very balanced attack, at least for our forward group. And there it is, the Stanley Cup awaiting DuPont yet again. He could possibly go down as the greatest defenseman of all time. He was the youngest captain to win a cup. And now he is going to grab his second of his career as the Utah Icemen have gone all the way yet again. There it is, our second Stanley Cup within 4 seasons, as we're trying to become a dynasty. McDavid's dominating the NHL still. Evan Bouchard's still there. Conn Smythe to Tummy Ache. Dustin Wolf to Vezina. And Marco Rossi will win the Selke. We got Elliott and Frondell, 2 90 overall players that I'm going to be adding to my team. I might even add Evans. Morin is there. Helenis. There's some good players we could go after. In goal, there's really no good goalies, but that's okay. We have our goalie set. We got Riker Evans. We signed him to our team. We also got Noah Elliott as well as Anton Frondell. All great players, and now all members of the Utah Icemen. Offensively, we are absolutely loaded. +5, +5, +4, and a +5. There's no reason we should not go on and go back-to-back for the first time in this video. Defensively, very good as well. All pluses across the board, and our goalies are still amazing with a 95 Wallstat and a 93 Nabokov. Now, the Utah Icemen, wow, are you kidding me? This team literally with stacked top to bottom, all pluses across the board, and we missed the postseason. 41, 34, and 7, 89 points. We were horrible. EA simulation, I believe it's completely random. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason for whatever is happening in the simulation. And our leading point scorer had 69 points. That's really all there needs to be said. What about our goalies? How bad was our goalies? Oh my God, Wallstat had 9 shutouts and a 914 save percentage. So it was the fact that we couldn't score enough goals with all this talent on our team. Now, for context here is our roster. +5, +5, +4, and +5. And take a look. Our lowest player is like an 87. We have like 90s across the board. We have 96 overall players. Defensively, we're all pluses as well. DuPont's a 95, the best defenseman in the entire game. And then our goalies, I mean, 95 and 93, and this squad misses the playoffs. What on earth have I just witnessed? Well, I think that's a great time to end the video, considering we missed the playoffs with this absolutely stacked team. I don't know. I have no answers. I'm literally speechless right now. We did win 2 cups, which was good. We won, I believe, 2 in 4 seasons. A very good time there to be in Utah. Obviously, if you guys did enjoy the video, leave some support on it. I would like to say thank you all for watching. And until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.